is Kings of Rice.
This is Ultima.
And this is MGT Cast.
Oh.
I don't even know what episode this is. It's been a long
Don't
time.
call it a comeback.
I don't know. Don't call it a comeback. We're working irregular schedules. Really quick update on us. I've taken a work schedule that has kind of messed up the weekend. So because I work all the way through the weekend. So I mean, I only work 4 days a week, but my ops are only Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and I work Thursday through Sunday. So I pretty much messed the weekend up for myself without really thinking about it. But I guess it could be a lot worse.
Yeah, that's the other way. This is Cast 52.
Is it really Cast 52? Oh, actually, it hasn't. We haven't. After we did 50, we kind of slowed down on it. But I guess here we go. So, two pieces of news. One that was announced today. Oh, actually, let's see what. Yeah, one was announced today. That one's gonna be the second half. That one's gonna be the second part, or the next like 3/4 of it. And the other one was 2 days ago. So this one's gonna be the first quarter of it. So, I just come across this since this whole article is basically Sony relevant. So, Square Enix graphics designer Manabu Daishima passes away. So this guy, he was 45. Actually, he passed July 30th actually, but the article wasn't posted until 2 days ago. At least on this site, ANN, so Anime's News Network. So, for those of you who don't know who Daishima has done for RPGs, he does graphic design. He started way back at SquareSoft, so he's a veteran. He did the monster designing for Romancing Saga, map and world design for Secret of Mana, field graphics for Chrono Trigger, background graphics design for Saga Frontier, battle effect graphics for Parasite Eve, field map design for Final Fantasy. I'm broken on the Roman numerals right now. What is IX? Is that 11?
No, it's 9.
9? Sorry.
IX 9.
I'm tripping. Okay, 9. 3D map design for Dirge of Cerberus, Final Fantasy 7, and 3D map and background design for Final Fantasy 12. So yeah, he did a lot.
Yeah.
In his 45-year life. So just in case people who don't know, he was found unconscious 30 meters offshore from the Izo Kaiyu Koen diving center in Ito, the Shizuoka prefecture. He was diving with two other people and lost consciousness 4 meters below the sea surface. The two people who were found with him pulled him to shore. So yeah, I don't know, like, he probably drowned. So oh yeah, 4 meters below the sea surface. So yeah, he drowned. So that's unfortunate. That's 13 feet for people who don't really know. That's like just above 13 feet. So yeah, that's pretty sad. Okay, and I think it's weird that, like, I don't know, maybe they held off on it for a while, I guess.
Yeah, maybe they wait till they got all there.
Probably the funeral, probably.
I
mean, it was, sudden, but still, that's still what? That's still a week, more than like it's like a week base. It's over a week and a half. So it's whatever. They can do whatever they want. Mourn the dead. May he rest in peace.
Yeah, it's sad.
It is.
45. Jeez.
Okay.
That's young.
That's hope his family's all right. So, moving on to the 3/4 of the last 3/4 of this. PS4 Dio expected as Sony makes September 7th PlayStation event official. One day after the rumor hit, Sony made it official. So this means a more powerful PS4. Um, or yeah, an updated version, I guess is the term.
Mm-hmm.
So Sony has officially invited journalists to a press conference in New York City on September 7th, where an upgraded PS4 is almost certain to be the big reveal. The emailed invitations come one day after reports hit the web that the gaming giant was locking in on the first Wednesday in September as the date for its big announcement. And while the invitation simply says PlayStation meeting, it's hard to imagine that the company would be showcasing anything else in a high-profile venue. Oh, by the way, the first quarter of the first quarter of this cast episode was taken from Anime News Network, and then this other part, the PS4 part, is taken from CNET. So, if I remember, I will be putting the links in the description, so if you want to see the article for yourself, because I think there are videos too. So, hearing that, what is that? How does that strike you?
I think we might have touched on it a little bit during the E3 cast, but I think this is just a step towards like they need their consoles to be strong enough to run VR properly.
Yeah, because like the current consoles might be able to run VR, but it might need some work. Like,
Yeah.
To be fully, fully stable.
So this is probably just against carrying the proper hardware needed.
Yeah. So not a lot of trouble goes into,
Yeah. And I mean, and then it'll allow them to make, it'll probably extend this generation a little longer.
Yeah. So what's the generational life again? Isn't it like 7 to 10 years or something?
Yeah. I think it's like 7 to 10 years are supposed to be. Or, well, I think it's more like 5 to 7 actually.
Yeah. Well, I mean, technically, the generation ends, but the console still keeps going technically because didn't the PS2 just die recently? Technically.
Yeah. But like, if you're going off things, yeah, like 5 to 7, I think. Is pretty common. I think. Yeah. Well, generations, yeah. Obviously, console life cycles are usually 10 years, maybe.
Yeah.
8 years, 8 to 10 years is a console life cycle. 5 to 7 is a generation.
Okay. So, in other words, taking from the article again, in other words, this isn't PlayStation 5, however, but rather the 4.5, delivering upgraded graphics on existing titles while keeping compatibility with the game library between both levels of PS4 models. Sony fans are also hoping, like you were talking about the VR stuff. Some Sony fans are also hoping that the Neo will probably offer a smoother slash nausea-free experience on the company's forthcoming PlayStation VR add-on, which hits October 13th. And also, people are not, you know, are not ruling out the possibility of all-in-one VR bundles as well.
Mm-hmm.
And it says for Sony, an event right after the U.S. Labor holiday would line up perfectly with the ramp up to the Christmas holiday shopping season. And today's save the date announcement is perfectly timed to give pause to gamers tempted by Microsoft's new Xbox One S, which offers 4K video and Ultra Blu-ray compatibility, but not more graphically intense gaming. Microsoft, for its part, has already said that VR and 4K gaming is coming to Xbox Live in the form of its Project Scorpio console due late 2017. So, I mean, I guess in a way, if they smooth out all this VR thing,
Mm-hmm.
then it's really a step in the right direction. I guess to smooth out all the VR, especially if like in the beginning you were thinking about it.
Yeah.
Because I guess in the end you don't really want to mess up like the hot topic, which is the VR.
Yeah, and I think it's important that because you know you have to offer a like a well done experience,
Yeah.
and so like if you don't if they just went with like the current technology and it wasn't quite enough,
Yeah,
then
that would
we'd
kind
be
of
hearing like, oh, the Sony,
drop the ball.
what is it called? Morpheus, or is it just called PlayStation VR?
It's called PlayStation VR.
Yeah. Anyway,
Morpheus.
um,
At least I don't know if it had have I don't know right now if it has any special name just besides PlayStation VR.
yeah, but it's just like they got to make sure this is done
Properly.
yeah.
Yeah, because it would be quite a shame for them to mess up when they've been doing enough. So considering that they have their own proprietary VR,
Mm-hmm.
so you know they basically have to just make it like, oh, okay, it's this is so they don't have to worry about other third party stuff, which is good
Yeah.
because then it's all in the family. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and then yeah, like that's the other thing. You know, if companies aren't gonna port their PC VR games, if they have to like completely rework it to function well enough on the PS4,
Yeah.
so should give them more third-party options.
So now here's the question though. Let's move away from Sony here for a second. Now, I feel like Xbox or Microsoft is hitting up one of its old bad habits, which is getting a new console out to compete with a console that's technically going to be better than it.
Uh-huh.
And while working on this, while technically not working, well, technically the new Xbox One S is going to come out soon. Like, why not compete properly with the PlayStation VR? I wonder.
Well,
Rather than like just you know doing another console and then releasing a new one next year.
oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah, because like I said, they're doing VR and 4K gaming is coming to Xbox from its Project Scorpio console, which is coming out late 2017.
Well, I think the S1 or whatever this is.
Yeah, the One
Uh,
S. I think it's about being like conservative. I think, but
I
still
I
having the
think
Xbox
I think
power.
it's just one of the here's our newest model. It's slimmer. It
Yeah,
won't break as much and it has more memory.
and it might like and it takes up less space and there's no brick and then honestly it might be a little bit more efficient. Don't quote me on that.
Yeah. Like
I mean, I would still buy one if I had to.
I don't think they're doing it to compete necessarily. I think it's like when they made the Xbox Elite.
Oh yeah, now that I think about it.
Um
Yeah, that makes sense.
yeah.
Okay, while we're here talking about, I guess you can say, well, not really speculation because it's been announced. Because it's like the whole thing, with this thing where it talks about, it says,
Let's speculate. No, I'm just kidding.
while the invitation simply says PlayStation meeting,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and then the next part of the article says it's hard to imagine that the company would be showcasing anything else on anything else at such a high profile venue.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, we're still in the realm of video games with this. I guess you could say the word is speculation.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if you've been, since since I mean, for a long time you've been just doing Blizzard things.
Yeah.
So, have you heard Diablo 4 rumors lately?
I haven't heard Diablo 4
So, I
rumors.
mean, I've just honestly, dude, like I've been hearing a whole bunch of shit, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And so basically, one of the Diablo 3, one of the Diablo YouTubers I watch, Riker, um, because a bunch of people who pre-ordered their, I guess you can say their BlizzCon tickets,
Mm-hmm.
they got a they got a gift basically,
Yeah.
and they got Diablo themed D&D dice, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is one of those conspiracy theories, dude. Like they're gonna
Okay. Okay, I see what you're saying.
so there are different types of dice in D&D, as you know.
Mm-hmm.
So the D4, which is the four-sided dice, which is the freaking the pyramid dice basically.
Mm-hmm.
Um, each he says that each side, like when you roll it, like the number that you're supposed to follow, that's right side up. If you put it down on the table and you spin it, it's supposed to say the same number on each side. But for some reason, it says 1, 1, and then when you flip it again, it says 4. So technically, that's a defective D&D dice. So you
Hmm.
can't use that. And so he said, "Am I?" So he went online and said, "Am I the only one who has this dice?" And at least one other person has said, "Hey, I have the same dice," you know.
Hmm.
And to throw off, all kinds of like, oh yeah, because that's gonna be the hint that that Diablo 4 is gonna come out, that they're gonna tease Diablo 4 at BlizzCon. But at the same time, um, people who watch the Diablo 4 scene, like people like Riker do, uh, they
Hmm.
they even like watch the job listings, dude, because apparently recently they're trying to hire a new game director, and it's under the Diablo tab, the a Diablo game director, and it says for an unnamed Diablo title. It says
Hmm.
so, and a lot of people are are not counting on it being a expansion for some reason. Um, but at the same time, there's another theory that they're gonna do it at Gamescom. Is that am I right in saying that?
Gamescom, yeah.
Yeah, Gamescom. Um, because Blizzard is flying out probably the biggest Diablo YouTuber. They're
Hmm.
flying him out to Europe for Gamescom. And so why would they do? Because I guess in the Diablo community, he's such a high profile person. So why would they fly him out there if they weren't going to do something, I guess, cool?
I see what you mean. Huh.
So that's what got me thinking when they said simply says PlayStation meeting. You know what I mean? That's
Yeah.
fucking weird. So
That's
speculations abound. Because I think,
Diablo 4, huh?
yeah, so that would be. I'm still stuck on what stories they have left to tell, technically.
Yeah.
I mean, but then again, it's like, you know, it's like when you see in the war movies, or if you play Metal Gear Solid, it's like war never changes.
Mm-hmm.
This war, war always exists. So I guess whatever. So that got sidetracked quite a bit. So being that there's nothing left of this PlayStation article, um, I guess that's it for this one.
Diablo 4.
Diablo 4. Hopefully, I mean, again, it's like it's speculation. That's speculation. This PS4 thing,
That's
most likely
happening.
not. It's definitely a thing.
Yeah.
So that's Diablo 4 speculation. This a thing. So without getting sidetracked more, let's end let's end this
Oh.
let's end this
Oh,
episode right
okay.
here.
Alrighty.
So this is
Bye.
the Kings of Rice. Peace
Ultima.
out.